Back with another video for you today, and I got Dalya here. Today we're going to discuss 20 of my favorite leather fragrances, which Dalya is ranking in her favorites order. So if you love leather fragrances and you want to find out what the leather fragrances are, please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Why don't we get started right away? Do you like leather?
Yes, I do. I like leather fragrances. So this was exciting. You have a pretty great collection of leathers, and this was fun to rank. We took a little bit of time on this one.
Yeah, we had about 25 fragrances, right?
There might have been a few lovely fragrances that were edited out just to keep it to 20.
Yeah. So it was a tough one. We put it all together very nicely, and I like the way you put this.
Maybe some last minute changes, but I'm really excited about it too.
Actually, before we get started, what do we consider leather fragrances? Like, how are they worn? When do you wear leather fragrances?
All the time.
All the time.
I think so, yeah. This is, I think some people might think of leather as more masculine, but...
they do tend to be more masculine.
But not always. I think we decided that leathers include suedes as well, so it's not just leathers. Vinyl is not leather though. No. So we're kind of sticking to the smells that are associated with, I guess technically it's animal hides, tanned animal hides.
We don't have pleather either.
We don't have pleather. We didn't do any kind of categories within categories. It's really just top 20.
Top 20 ranked from your 20 least favorite.
I ranked them. So,
yeah, she ranked them.
So if you don't agree, it's not him.
I'm surprised at number 1 also.
Are you?
Well, actually, I love your top 5.
I love my top 5 too. Sadly, they're not my top 5, but I love the top 5.
There were a couple of surprises, but let's go ahead and get started.
Number 20.
Number 20. It is NIZE 10 Golden Edition. So why this at number 20?
So the way I ranked these was in order of a mix of most leather impact and personal preference. So this I felt maybe didn't have as much of a leather punch, and it didn't suit my skin chemistry.
So this is not the original NIZE 10, which is actually a little more leatherier, and I think I find NIZE 10 similar to Royal English Leather. Then there's also Cuir, which I don't have here from DIOR. Then of course Cuir Fetiche, which we do have on this list. It's kind of sort of in that same ballpark of leathers, but this is the Golden Edition, which I find to be a little more amberier and perhaps a little fruitier too.
I mean, if we're honest, and anybody who's seen videos with Sebastian and I before, this is a recurring theme that Sebastian likes the fruitier fragrances more than I do.
No. Let's take that back. I don't like fruity, like fresh, girly fragrances. I like dried fruits.
That's true also.
Yeah, I love dried fruits. And
but you like the sweeter ones more than I do.
I love sweet fragrances.
Yes.
Yeah, it brings out the sweetness of my sweetness.
It's true. He's a sweetheart.
All right, at number 19, we have CABANEL's KASAR. Now this one's a really intense, very, very masculine animalic leather.
And I like all those things separately. I actually had a rose fragrance by
CABANEL?
CABANEL.
Is that Oha?
Yes.
Yeah, I have it.
Of course you do. It's very nice. It's kind of a more subtle one on my skin for whatever reason. We were talking about this before we started filming. We were trying another fragrance, and his skin chemistry brought out the civet, and mine just brought out the more gourmand aspects of it.
The fruity notes.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, really.
But this one's actually really masculine.
This one's really animalic, and so I get more of the kind of oody, funky, like animalic musk on this one, more so than I get like leather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see why. Yeah.
So that was kind of the rationale, just because not that being in the top 20 of anything is bad, but that's this one just because it's a leather list.
So CABANEL KASAR is at number 19. At number 18. Lone Star Memories.
Yes.
Now this one I was shocked that you put at the very bottom.
I know.
I love this one, but it is dirty.
It's actually the same reasoning on this one. There is a leather component to it, but it's not how it reads for me as a fragrance overall. It's kind of in that same category as the one we just talked about, where it's kind of just more of an animalic than a leather, and that's otherwise Andy Tower, big fan.
All right, number 17, we have Cuir X from La Parfumerie Moderne.
I don't know a lot about this brand or this anything. Have you worked with them?
The brand used to be sold at Barney's, but they've left Barney's. They're really minimally distributed. It's a house that has maybe 4 or 5 fragrances. I love their fragrances. This is a very fruity, ambery, resinous leather to me. But the resins are more bigger than the fruity notes. But there's fruity notes. It smells so different on skin. Out of the bottle, it smells very gummy, like gum resins. But on the skin, it's very like fruity. It's a great, and I love the bottle too. It's very Art Deco. And the fragrances are all inspired by either famous hotels that no longer exist or imaginary hotels. Interesting. La Parfumerie Moderne.
I know one of us really is a big fan of hotel bars, so.
Now this one's a shock to me. I don't understand why this one ended up at 16. This is Tuscan Leather from Tom Ford. Now why this one here?
Tom Ford will reappear on this list.
Twice.
It's 3 total.
3 total.
So somebody's a big fan. Of the three, this one, though it is leathery, it didn't have the same impact. It didn't have the same sort of roundness or robustness, and it didn't work as well on my skin chemistry.
Okay. It's a really popular fragrance in the fragrance community.
I think maybe this is where we kind of end up a lot, which is that my skin just eats certain fragrances. Sorry, Tom.
All right. So we have more though.
I'm glad we're done with that. Let's move on ahead to number, what is it, 15?
15. Black Powder from JUSBOX.
This one's surprising. It's an interesting mix of
It's got lots of smokiness, and you love smoky fragrances.
I do. And it also almost has like a, not mint, something like mint.
There are some green notes in there because I get green leather. When I smell it, it smells like green leather. I don't get it.
The top is really cute. It looks kind of like these coasters that look like little records.
Oh yeah, my coasters are little records.
Yeah, hold on. Let's hold them up side by side for extra cuteness. Okay, we're done now. But yeah, number 15. I've never heard of this brand, Black Powder.
Do you know what it's inspired from? The brand is all inspired by music, famous things that happen in music.
I got that just from looking at the bottle. Genuinely, we didn't stage that.
And then this one is inspired by Kurt Cobain and his music and Nirvana's music.
Okay.
Black Powder. Anyway.
Which aspect of? Did he say like what
leather?
songs,
he wears leather jackets and smokes and things like that. That's what it's inspired from.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So next one is
14.
14 Godolphin from Parfum de Marly.
Yes.
so this one actually beat out Tuscan Leather, and they're very similar. But this one I find to be a little fruitier.
It also this one is sort of more robust, and it wore very well, and it actually, if you took Tuscan Leather and JUSBOX, and maybe took one of those animalic ones further down the list, like the Teo What's It or the Lone Star Memories, and you kind of took elements from each of them and put them into one, it would be this.
You got that, wow.
But it's sort of like a very complete fragrance to my nose.
Okay. One of the fragrances that didn't make the list was another one from this house called Cuir.
That's correct.
Really animalic for you.
It may have been edited.
All right. Next up, a fragrance that is very popular in the fragrance community, very animalic. It's Leather Oud from Dior.
Yes.
Now, this one's very leathery, oudy, and civety.
But it's actually quite light. It's considering.
Does it come off like sheer to you?
Yes, it does. Like a lip gloss instead of a lipstick. Yes.
It's very civety though. This one, it's funny, when I get it on me, I wash it off like it's on there for a while. Even though it's not like
There's
dense.
a little, like maybe a lip gloss. Like it's got a stickiness, but it's sheer. It has but I like it. It's really nice. It's kind of fizzy, but it's still a leather, and it's got all of the qualities that you just described, but without being so heavy and animalic that you can't notice the leather.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. This is the Tab version of an animalic fragrance. Do you know Tab?
Yes, that's like retro aspartame soda.
Yeah, the Tab.
Oh my god. Oh, look
Okay.
who's back.
Number 12, Tom Ford. Fucking fabulous. Why fucking fabulous at the top with compared to Tuscan leather?
I like it better.
You do.
I think it is. I don't know if it's fucking fabulous, but it's rather fabulous. I mean, it is pretty good. It's kind of a. I actually think it has a similar light fizziness as the leather oud from Dior.
I think I know why you like this.
Oh, good.
You like green notes. There's a big clary sage note in here.
I do like greens. That was kind of my big win for 2018, was realizing how much I do like green fragrances. So
We
that
actually shot a video, green fragrances.
just one.
We shot several.
Okay, I was just checking.
Anyway, number 12 is fucking fabulous.
Yes.
And then number 11, I just reviewed it. It's from MAITRE Parfumé Gantier, Cuir Fetiche.
This one moved up and up the rankings as it wore on my skin. It's really nice on your skin too, and usually our skin doesn't agree on things at all.
Now this one's the one I was saying that's similar to Royal English Leather. If you've been looking for a bottle of Royal English Leather from Creed, which is supposed to be one of the best fragrances from Creed, it's vaulted. This is probably the one you should actually check out because I find it to be, it has similarities. They're not identical, of course. So.
I don't know English Leather by Creed.
Oh. It's an old classic. It's one of the very first fragrances launched by Creed. Like
this is nice. It's masculine without being too masculine, and it's fresh without being too fresh. And it's leathery without being like heavy-handed. It's not like the inside of a purse. It's not like you're wearing leather pants, but...
Do you get the powdery elements?
And I get the powdery elements. That might be what's actually calming it down, because it's not... It leans masculine, but it's not very masculine. So maybe that powdery quality is bringing it more to a neutral...
The heart has a lot of floral notes.
It's nice, fresh. It's a leather accent, but really classy, and not to take away from it being a leather fragrance, but it's a very well blended.
Okay, yeah, I love it.
Which brings us to the top 10. Does
Top
it
10,
not?
yes.
Okay.
Number 10, Papillon Perfumery, Anubis.
Big fan.
Big fan.
And the only reason it doesn't rank higher is that it's suede. It's not leather, it's suede, but
Suede's leather.
But it's suede.
I grew up with my uncle who designs shoes. He still is a
really
shoe
good.
designer, and he'd have his leather and his suede, and they're all very similar to me.
It's true, and it is an element of this. This one is a very musky, just on that line where it's a musk and it's a little animalic. On me, it's not like super duper animalic, and the suede leathery kind of element blends beautifully.
To me, I find it to be like a burned leather. There's a char type smell in here that I like, but there's a buttery aspect to the leather. It's very buttery.
I agree with the buttery. I don't get the charred.
You don't?
No, but I agree with the buttery.
Okay. Interesting. Papillon Perfumery, Anubis. Number 9.
Worth checking out.
It's Louis Vuitton, Ombre Nomade. Now, what did you like about this?
This is what I would have hoped for from Lone Star Memories and Teo
Cabanel.
It's animalic, but it's not. It didn't knock me down and stomp on me. It's the right balance between the animalic and the leather to where it's recognizably leather, but also animalic.
It's got lots of rose, it's got oud, it's got leather, and castoreum. There's resinous notes in here.
It's kind of a little bit sticky, but not in a bad way.
Not in a bad way. Okay, that's Ombre Nomade. So at number 8, we're going to the house of PENHALIGON'S, and this is ENDYMION Concentrate. This is the concentrated version of the original, which I didn't really care for much, but this one is really nice and leathery.
I've never heard you say that.
What?
That you didn't care for something.
I mean, I didn't think twice about it, if that makes sense. But the concentrate is so much nicer and denser and more intense.
It's dense.
It's lots of leather, but there's also fresh notes. There's probably cardamom in here,
There's almost
spicy
something
notes.
like a lavender, maybe but something like it, but that isn't lavender.
It's a purple bottle, purplish blue, so I'm assuming it's got like herbs and things like that in it. But yeah, that's concentrate. Well, that's Endymion concentrate from PENHALIGON'S. So at number 6, we have
Monde de Narcisse Eau de Parfum by L'Artisan Parfumeur.
This one's really nice. It's got narcissus, but lots of leather. It's really, really
It's
like...
an interesting mix of floral and leather.
Yeah. It's so good.
What struck me about this is I haven't smelled this before.
The cool thing is it's florals, but it doesn't act like a feminine floral fragrance. It's very masculine.
Unisex, actually.
The leather makes it like butch.
Yes.
Butches it up.
But I could wear it too.
You could wear it?
I could wear that.
Yeah? Totally? You like florals?
I like leather.
You like leather. There we go. Folsom Street Fair.
We'll come back to that.
All right. So at number 6, it's Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. So why this one at the top and the other two in the top, 10 to 20?
Because I like that one the best.
You like this one the best. It's nice.
It's really nice.
It's really nice.
And it smells like a really good handbag. It smells like money. I mean, it smells like
rich, wealthy.
This is really classy, and I just like it.
To me, it smells like leather and cloth together.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like a bag that has like cloth and vinyl and leather and all kinds of different like zipper,
smells expensive.
metal.
It smells.
And a couple of drops of raspberries in there.
What?
There's some fruity notes in there.
It just smells classy, guys. It's really.
It's really good.
It's really good.
It's really good.
So that's why it's really good.
It's really good.
All right.
So top 5.
Dun, da, da, da.
Number 5 is Le Sillage Blanc from Parfums du Cita.
It's beautiful.
Very classically inspired.
Very classic.
And very green.
And I like green. And it's also very elegant. And it's also, but without, it's not like a heavy leather. It's got like a, oh my God, like there's almost like a linen, is that in the name? No, but there's like almost a linen quality. Like if you were wearing a linen with a leather, but not like I don't know if I'm explaining this well, but there's something very organic about it.
This one to me starts out very green because it has a dominant galbanum note. We love galbanum.
We do.
We love green, that's why.
Yeah.
Galbanum is like ultra green, mean. And then it turns leather. The leather gets smoky but not overpowering. It's a very, very sophisticated, classy, elegant fragrance.
Yes.
Maybe slightly feminine leaning, do you think? Or
No.
Unisex?
It is very unisex because he thinks it's feminine leaning and I think it's masculine leaning. So
there you go.
There you go. Number 4.
Number 4, we're going to the House of Histoire de Parfums at 1740 Marquis de Sade.
And this is where we come back to the Folsom Street Fair.
Yeah, S&M.
The Marquis de Sade is famous for
bondage.
Writing about it.
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah.
But this one's got
this one has
green licorice notes.
This has high impact.
We like this one a lot because of that kind of licoricey anisey note in here. Yeah. We originally thought it was Davana, but I looked it up again, and it is actually Artemisia, which is all from that same family of green licorice and absinthe. Makes sense. It comes from France. I mean, French love their anise and Pernod.
You really loved this. I mean,
I wear a lot of this. This is amazing.
Let's show them.
Yeah, this is amazing stuff.
That's impressive.
It's a great fragrance.
It's a great fragrance.
It's not overwhelming, but it's a good leather.
A lot of Histoire de Parfum on me are very, like, you can smell me, frankly, like 50 feet away probably.
Really?
Yeah, like
wow.
when I went Noir Patchouli on me, like, forget it, you would know a block away that I was coming. And this is beautifully well-rounded, but it isn't as, it's not as beast mode, but it's still really full, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
All right, number 3, going to the House of Étalibres d'Orange.
It's
Rien
so much.
Intense Incense. I turned you on to this one after we shot that video.
You did. I'm obsessed with that.
And you bought a bottle. You bought the regular.
I bought the Rien, but this is on my list. Like I have to finish something.
Yeah, before you buy another bottle.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. This is a beautiful incense, like a mouth-wateringly beautiful incense.
But what about the leather? It's very animalic leather.
I'll get there. The leather is amazing. The animalic element is amazing, but it's the blend of those three.
But don't forget the aldehydes.
Yeah. It's so good.
To me, it's very animalic. The smokiness of the incense is actually not as potent.
This is a masterpiece.
You like that one?
This would be top 5 on an incense list. It would be top 5 on an animalic list. It would be top 5. It is top 5.
Yeah, in a leather list.
Leather list. It might even be top 5 on an aldehydes list. Like this.
The best of all those worlds.
It's so good.
So watch our comparison video for that if you guys are curious to find out about État Libre d'Orange's Rian Intense Incense. That's at number 3.
Really good.
At number 2, going to the house of Chanel, and this is Cuir de Russie.
It's so classic. It's so good.
It's so classic, but you smell that Chanel DNA in there. It just smells so Chanel to me.
Yes. It's not like number 6, the Tom Ford. This one's money. Whereas this one is just chic. And you can see that this one has been well loved as well. Dude.
I do love my leathers.
Yes, clearly.
This one I find to be charred again, like the Papillon Perfumery.
I smell it more on this one.
Charred and buttery at the same time, like smoky leather. Like you're burning the leather and just about to finish it off, and then you pull it out.
Crisp.
It's crisp, yeah. But it's got Chanel written all over it. This is like full-on Chanel smell, so you gotta like that. So that's at number 2. Number 1 is the best leather ever, and it is Great Britain from Roja Parfums.
It's really good.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's sexy.
Yep.
It's so sexy.
This is, okay, so this is like it has, of all the things all the gushy statements you've now sat through from me, this smells expensive. It smells like a classy handbag. It's unisex, it's bright without being like fresh, it's well-rounded without being like overpowering, it's classy.
It smells, well, very wealthy. Very wealthy.
Well, yeah. And it's bejeweled. Did you guys, we've made them look at the cap every time we've ever done a video together that has this brand. It's nice.
So, are you happy with the list?
I think I did very well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Guys, are you happy with the list?
If you're not, I understand. But you can still comment about it. That's okay.
And let us know if we've missed anything. Let us know how you would rank these fragrances, because I was surprised with some of them. Like the Tuscan leather when, ended up so low. I mean, usually Godolphin and Tuscan leather are swapped at least. But I find it interesting that you put Godolphin ahead of Tuscan leather. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please list below. Other than that, please like this video, please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.